For some reason, when most people get in front of the camera for the first time, they start doing some very strange things. Things that in normal day conversation we simply don't do. This is probably due to the fact that we get very self-conscious when we're in front of the camera. We start wondering what to do with our hands and how do I stand? And even in some severe cases, people even start doubting their own personality. So, here are some tips to make your presenting strong. Tip number 1, stand still, anchor yourself. The first thing you need to avoid is traveling. It could be moving forward or moving backward, or as simple as distributing your weight from one leg to another. The problem is, it makes you look a bit uneasy and nervous. The solution is simple. Stand still or anchor yourself. Keep your feet shoulder width apart and have your weight distributed equally on both legs. And keep your upper body above waist relaxed. And you're ready to go. It's the same when you are sitting down. Sit upright. Keep your bum still and have a relaxed upper body. Now it sounds easy, doesn't it? But when you have a lot of things in your mind, these are one of the things that we get wrong. Tip 2, keep your eyes on lens. This gives the impression that you're talking directly to the person watching. If you look off to the side of the lens, even for a fraction of a second, you'll break the illusion. If you keep doing it like I'm doing now, you could make the people watching feel like they are missing out on something, or that there is something going on and they're not included. The last thing you wanted to do to your audience is make them feel left out. That's not to say that you should never take off your eyes off the lens. When presenting, the general rule is, if the audience can see it, or they know it's there, and you can look at it too, because you're not excluding them. Tip number 3, talk to one person. Another thing to keep in mind is to just talk to one person, even though there are thousands of people watching you. You should not refer to them as ladies and gentlemen or you lot at home, because it breaks the illusion that you're talking to that one person. Think of someone you know well and talk to them. In fact, some presenters keep a photo of their friend under the lens to remind them that we need to just talk to one person. Tip number 4, upon 3. Upon 3 is another term you might hear when working in television industry. It refers to the time counts that you get at the beginning of a show or program. The usual directions are like this: stand by, 5, 4, and it's your cue. If you wait right up until this cue before you smile or be in the right frame of mind, the camera might catch the transition and would look fake from the start. To avoid this, make sure you're smiling on before the 3 count. And it's the same at the end to keep the smile until you hear cut or clear. You might be thinking that all these tips are fairly small points and that nobody would really notice if we take a step forward or backwards, or if we glanced off the lens once in a while. Well, for a short piece of camera, you're probably right. But if you're going to be working for longer periods, and some channels have their presenters working for up to 3 hours at a time, the audience will start to notice. So let's get into the habit of doing it right. When I say right, right. In summary, first, anchor yourself. If you want to move, then move with purpose. What we're trying to avoid is an unconscious swaying or stepping forwards and back. Secondly, keep eyes on the lens. Always look at the lens. Remember, never to make your audience feel left out. The golden rule is, if the audience can see it or they know it's there, then you can look at it too. Third, talk to just one person. Try to imagine the camera as a friend or relative and talk to them. Avoid phrases like you lot at home or everybody watching. And lastly, for this section, upon 3, make sure that when the camera finds you, you're already in the right frame of mind. Thank you.